Come to think of it, hadn't changed since then. Perhaps that's why he left. But then he'd once loved that I was a casual kind of gal who lived in jeans, t-shirts and hoodies. They say opposites attract. So when did I start to repel him? When did I pass my sell-by date in Lawrence's eyes? When was the first time he suggested I wore heels or that I might look good in a figure-hugging dress? "I want Grace in my life, Rach," he'd said last night about our 4-year-old daughter, folding his arms across his toned chest. He didn't have to say, "But not you." The words were in his eyes. I admit I overreacted, fired abuse at him, hoping to inflict pain. "I'll move away. You won't see Grace if I have anything to do with it." He said I was overreacting, that I should calm down. "I'll get my solicitor onto it right away," he'd gone on, far too calm. "We'll sort something out to suit us both. This can work. We can stay friends." And then he'd disappeared through the front door without a backward glance. I confess to getting pretty angry with some inanimate objects after a couple, 5 glasses of wine. But the truth was, I'd been thinking for a while that our relationship wasn't right. He worked long hours. I barely saw him. I'd wondered more than once if we were only together for Grace's sake. But it still hurt. The memories of when things seemed perfect kept prodding my mind, and his timing was awful. How could he leave when he knew what I was going through with Mum? Or was that partly why he left? "We are lucky to have brilliant psychotherapist Rachel Hogan, who once worked for the prestigious Bell and Brooks Clinic in Kensington, in the studio with us today," Emmy was saying, bringing me out of my reverie. She didn't mention that I now ran a private practice in a summer house at the foot of the long, narrow garden of my rented end terrace in Finsbury Park. The camera was on me, and my heart hammered in my chest. "You can do this, Rachel. You can do this." The point was, if I did this right, they might ask me back for a regular slot. That's what Emmy had said. So I needed to throw a metaphorical bucket of cold water over my feelings and get on with it. Emmy had been one of my clients for about a year, although looking at her now, her pale ginger hair spiralling over her shoulders, her sparkly green eyes, the sprinkle of freckles on her nose, her beaming smile, you would never have guessed the torment she'd been through. The persona she'd created for TV never gave that away, although, for a time, the medication had helped pull it off. "Hi, guys," I said, waving at the camera, trying not to imagine the number of people watching. "I'm here to talk about childhood memories. We've all got them, but how real are they? And what about those we've repressed, ones that lurk in the dark corners of our minds, in our subconscious?" My confidence grew as I spoke. It was a subject I knew well. Emmy chipped in. "I remember my 2nd birthday party. My parents bought me a toy monkey with a huge red bow, and when I was 3, I had a little pushchair for my dolls, and I would take them for walks round the garden." I was wrong-footed. She'd lost her mum when she was a child, and now, in front of millions, I was about to extinguish her recollections. "Sadly, it's unlikely they are real memories," I said, running my fingers over my dry lips as I looked her way. "Oh," she said, raising a brow and giving a strange little laugh. "So, you're saying I don't remember my 2nd birthday party?" She'd lost her smile. "Well, it is possible, but rare to recall things from before the age of 3 or 4. In fact, few memories are stored before the age of 6. You may have kept the monkey and pushchair for years." "I did. Yes, Vanessa the monkey was my favourite toy until I was about 12. Her smile was back.